upload, and hopefully it
recording right
keeps
now, I
with
guess.
it.
Recording right now, right?
Yep. And hopefully it makes sure that we have our video too, because
Yeah,
I
right here.
missed the video last time.
No worries about it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? CryptoJay right here, and the man himself, Brick. How's it going?
Brick Astly. Hey, thank you, CryptoJay. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you letting me come on the show. You got a real nice show here. I really appreciate
We're trying.
it.
Come on, man. You too. My goodness, man. We're starting. We're like you guys, man. We're just learning in this market. You know what I mean? None of us are professionals. None of us are experts. We're just students of the game, man. That's what we are right here.
No, I got into this space. Actually, I got into the crypto space earlier this year. So let's back up. I dabbled a little bit like a few years ago, not thinking, oh, this isn't.
Tell everybody what year is that, real quick, because I don't want to hear that again. Tell me.
So the first time I heard of Bitcoin and I was offered to buy Bitcoin was like in 2012. A dude was like, dude, these are like $100 a pop. These coins are. I don't even remember like the exact year, man. And it was like, I was like, man, $100 for this digital currency. I can't use it anywhere. There's like nothing. But dude,
can you go back? If you had a time machine, go back in time and be like,
well, you know, right. We all slept on it. We didn't know it was gonna. You know, you in 2010, you could earn free Bitcoin. Wow. Or was it 2010? I forget the year.
I heard about something like that.
I forget the year, but you could go fill out this CAPTCHA this dude had, and you would get 5 free Bitcoins for filling out a CAPTCHA, and everyone slept on it.
That's hilarious. I heard also one more thing not to take away from you is that they were giving in conferences, they were actually giving away BTC just to come to the conference. They were giving people 50 BTC, 50 BTC. Nobody.
So on that, it's so funny, right? Because now it's what Bitcoin is at. What are we at? 40? What is?
Yeah, we're at 43,000 right now.
43,000 right now, and so I used to play games a lot, and I was into StarCraft, and they had like a StarCraft tournament. First place was like $200. Second place was like $100, and third place was like 100 Bitcoins.
That's insane. Bro, I even just got to do the math on that real quick. That's insane right here.
Dude, 100 Bitcoins, you'd be at like
4.3 million.
4.3 million.
You'd be a millionaire. 4.3 million. That's just 100, man. People, I know people done it like thousands. Man, there's stories of people just having it in their hard drive or knew of somebody that mentioned it, and they're just like, I have a brother-in-law right now, actually, and he said he heard about Ethereum and Bitcoin since 2011 too, as well. He was a big gamer, and he played World of Warcraft or something like that, and they were actually giving away BTC or something like that. You know, the funny thing about that, he still is not investing into cryptocurrency.
After hearing about it a decade ago and seeing how much like blockchain technology, it's not even the currency anymore, it's the technology that's being adopted. So like markets, I don't even care about markets anymore, right? Especially with this dip that we just had.
Yeah,
the dip, it's a pullback. You know, everybody's kind of talking about it from what the weekend of September 20th.
Yeah, just a little bit of a dip. You know what I mean? It's just like it happens. Big news, obviously, from China, as you can see, that was like the majority of the. I mean, even the equities markets, the stock market was actually going down pretty much. It's been going down. It's pretty much in the red. You know what I mean? So I know you and I has a little bit of options, just dabbling into it. We're more 100% crypto than this, but obviously than the equities market, but just dabbling into it, and everything's in red, including the S&P. So, man, that major Chinese flood right here. Obviously, you can see a little bit down as it was. It still has been a little bit more, but I mean, obviously, there's some. It looks like some volume stability here. You know what I mean? There's going to be obviously more of it later. We're assuming.
Well, that 40,000 zone is like a good resistance zone, right?
It is.
That's kind of a psychological zone.
Yeah, look, it got bought up right here. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it got completely bought up right here. You can see the little pinning little wick off the candle. You know what I mean? So
I would like to see those green candles go a little bit higher though, because like you know, it's just barely notching up over.
Is that crazy? Look at this dip, though. It's just like the dip. Right, look at it. It's rebounding up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just taking. I mean, with less volume too. So I think that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? That kind of is telling the fact that it's a stability. And then I know we've been talking about it for years and people have been saying it, but Bitcoin ETF on the way. Papers are already been filed with the SEC. You got two companies.
Yeah, that's something new
Yeah.
that just came up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because people just think it's just like a, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's just an you know what I mean? ETF. It's not that big of a deal, but those ETFs are actually making it in the market, and it's already been. I mean, ETFs are $1 trillion market. I mean, people, regardless or not, it is. Believe it or not, I know. I had to look at the numbers on it too. So exchange traded funds, in case you didn't know what an ETF is. And it's just a way for people, the small person, to get into it and get their hands in the market,
Get
right?
exposed to it. And
Yes.
maybe traditional investors that aren't like exposed, they don't want to get too deep into the weeds with, I got to do
Volatility.
wallets, I got to do coin flips, I got to, I got a pancake swap to my Uniswap to my, 1 inch.
What's an address? You know what I mean? Like, what's a wallet address? You know what I mean? I'm better ask about the, you know what I mean?
They don't want to worry about that. They
they don't want to worry about
exposure to the whole crypto market, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. And eventually, probably we might see separate ETFs like branch off of that, like based on blockchain technology. So like, how we got NFTs for fine art right now. NFTs could later represent like deeds to a house. So like if you're talking about like, real estate market, like blockchain ETF, that'd be pretty incredible. Just kind of the possibility of the blockchain technology.
Yeah, like sectors or like a DeFi ETF or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's all in these little DeFi projects. You're able to.
Let me ask you this: how do you think banks will adopt? I have a theory of how banks will adopt blockchain technology, but how do you think banks are going to start utilizing it? Because with DeFi, it's cutting out the middleman. It's cutting out the bank, right?
Yeah.
So how do they need to adapt? What do they need to do?
They're gonna have to adopt it, either offer it as services, or I think in my mind is coming up with their own. That's what I think people are missing at. Is they're actually either level up with some other platform, level up with Ethereum, or level up with Solana, but building on the blockchain or some sort like that and offering its services. I think that, especially with their name, like if Chase did it or BofA did it, I think that would be, even though it's bank, even though I get it, but it would be like decentralized in its aspect. I think it would kill. And I give you an example. Binance did it. Binance, right? Centralized, right? I mean, why do they actually need to have their own DEX, and why do they need the Binance Smart Chain for, right? And then they developed it because he knew exactly where the trend was going to go, right? He knew, hey, everybody's going to have to start with somewhere, right? But eventually you're going to have to go there. This is where the market's going to be going. So they hit it with the trend instead of like, we don't need it. CZ's obviously the owner, CEO of Binance. He's like, we don't need it. Nope. They built it, and look at their ecosystem. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Binance Smart Chain is going anywhere?
No, unless there's like legitimate like crackdown, because they did get banned in Singapore. They got banned in Singapore, so there is some.
But that's centralized though. That's the centralized aspect of it, not their DEX.
Nope.
Yeah, and
if things are decentralized, it's harder for people. It's harder for governments to crack down on the decentralizedness.
You're so smart, and but look at how many projects are being built on it right now.
No, I don't think Binance is going anywhere.
It's not going nowhere.
Projects.
I'm only on page 1. I haven't even hit 19 or 20.
Oh, look at that. Loom was right down there. Did you see that? I keep calling about Loom.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh, there was iChain there too.
Yeah. It's part of the ecosystem. Everybody's building on the because it's cheaper. Everybody's flocking there because they don't have to pay exorbitant gas fees right now.
The Ethereum gas fees are a little expensive.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes those. Especially during these dips when people panic and they panic sell, so gas fees go high, so sellers don't want to sell, or they sell at a lower mint price than maybe what they did. So it just kind of it's the same old. Whoa,
Gogi, you okay?
Yep,
no worries, no technical difficulty, but don't worry about it, man. Roll through it. It's okay, man. You know what it is? You know what I think it is, bro? I think it's the SEC trying to overhear our conversation to Zoom.
They're trying to rug They're trying to rug it. They're trying to rug it. They're trying to pull me out.
They're trying to regulate us right now. They're trying to stop this Zoom. They're cracking down.
All right.
No worries, man. Come on, no worries. Yeah. No worries, man. Your backdrop is good enough, man.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, no worries, man. A little bit technical difficulties here, but we're gonna get back into the topic of the market. I want to hear from Brick Astly himself. I keep on butchering his that Brick himself. That as far as what he thinks, as far as what banks are going to be doing for regulation, I think for adopting a crypto, because they're going to be basically cut out from the being a middleman.
Pardon our technical difficulties. We now resume with our regularly scheduled program.
You asked me this question, and you didn't get to finish yours. What do you actually think of it as far as what banks are going to do?
I think they need to build on it,
Nice.
like under the hood, but
Yeah.
on top of the hood, it can be just a regular app, you know. That way the layperson doesn't necessarily need to they don't necessarily need to interact with the blockchain. The layperson doesn't necessarily need to want to jump through. Do you think a person really wants to send money from Coinbase to KuCoin to Trust Wallet to interact with the high APRs? No. You need to cut that.
Yeah.
So here's a tip for the banks. Here's a tip. This is a free one. This is a free one. If you want my wallet address, Chase or Bank of America or Golden One, I'll send it to you. But here's the tip, right? So build on the blockchain, but have it so the layperson can just interact with those high APRs, cut out the middle wallets, minimize it. So you build on the blockchain. Under the hood, it's all blockchain smart contracts technology, but on top is JavaScript. It's your typical website that the layperson's interacting with, and that's probably how it's going to get integrated, right? Because we don't want to deviate too much from what we know to interact with something. Like when I first started blockchain, and I'm sure when you first started blockchain, were you concerned with, man, I got all these wallets, I got to send to this, I got to send to that? How many mistakes have you made sending money from one blockchain to another blockchain? So it's got to be interoperable. It's got to have interoperability. So whatever they do. So that's what the banks need to do. They need to have it blockchain under the hood and, JavaScript regular coding on top.
And offer products, offer a plethora of products. So they actually,
well, if they did that with smart contracts, they would cut out a lot of their own waste.
And sure, they'll save money. It'd be staffing. A lot of jobs would be cut in that aspect of it too. And they still can make money. That's the whole point. They're all worried about they can't make money. Can I say one name and one name only I think we're missing from here is Coinbase. Look at Coinbase is not the best. Be honest. No, it's not the most sophisticated, right? You don't get the best APRs, but it has one thing that beats everybody out: ease. It's the
simplicity.
Simplicity to the max, right? It's easy to get on. It's easy to actually transfer, right? It's you can set up a wallet right from your phone, right? It's just it makes the process A to B to C to D simplistic. You know what I mean? And I think that's
ease.
Yeah. It's funny. It reminds me of the internet, right? It's just remember back in the day with the AOL and you had the CD, you had to put it in, you know what I mean? Switch it to dial.
I remember going to Blockbuster to get my CD of AOL on my Friday nights. I remember that.
Right. So just all these things that should get on the internet, right? Just to be able to search for something, right? It took forever. You had to make sure your computer was on, all this, and obviously look how simple it is to get on your phone and to get on the internet right now, right? It's just
so easy, so much easier.
Yeah, people are lazy. I hate to say it, but people are inherently lazy, and you have to actually, you know what I mean? Bridge that gap. So I think the banks can do it. The banks have the platform, and banks have the members. They're not actually doing it. So it's funny because you can see it already happening with fintech. I feel like I'm deviating so much from so many topics. but fintech is killing it. The Chimes, you know what I mean? All these other platforms are actually eating away the majority of the customer base. But getting back to what we were talking about before, what did TDN or what did TieDyeNinjas do recently?
So TieDyeNinjas, while you were out on your break, we got airdropped these really beautiful TieDyeNinjas Genesis Mint and Butterfly Crest. They started originally the prices. I don't even care about the prices because I mean they're just dope art. There's this really cool art, cool party favors. You'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner that they are part of the Polygon blockchain.
Oh, so I didn't
They
even know
were
that.
airdropped via
Damn,
Polygon.
it
So it's
is.
different, right, than the Ethereum. It's a
Wow.
layer 2 scaling
Yeah,
solution,
absolutely.
cheaper gas fees.
Yes.
So go ahead and click on it on the TieDye Ninja Genesis Mint. Yeah. So you'll notice the official one, scroll up, is to the TieDye Ninjas Party Favor. Just make sure that if you're looking for them, it's from that. And really,
Yeah.
there aren't too many holders. There's only
Mhm.
355 of 359. A couple of people short, 4 people short-sightedness sold theirs
What? What is?
under the mint. So
Oh my
originally the
gosh.
original price was 0.94 ETH. So pretty significant
Yeah, it
airdrop.
is. It
It's
is.
dropped a little bit, but I'm told that the utility will be revealed here
Nice.
in the coming weeks. I've been a part of the tie-dye ninja spaces. If you want to go back, so this one you got the butterfly, the animated butterfly you got for if you had 5 or more ninjas,
Yeah.
and then everybody whoever had even just one got the butterfly crest.
Nice.
And
Oh yeah,
I
2.3. That makes sense. Total. Yeah.
2.3, and it came out originally, it was 0.33, but I think they've shifted hands again. This market kind of
Why are people
scared
doing that?
people. So,
Why are people, does it make any sense to you? You meant something for 0.07 and you sell it for 0.04. That
well,
makes
they might just have been in it for quick flips. They weren't in it for the community base.
true. True.
They weren't in it for, they're in for quick flip. They weren't in for, okay, this has a community that's growing. It's got a solid Discord, a solid Twitter space, strategic partnerships with other DJs, with other art collectives. Like they just did a giveaway with the Space Punks recently.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Um,
I saw that.
they got linked up with that. And
I mean,
with all
partnering.
this hype around Bored Apes, selling over at Christie's, being at the Christie's auction. I think October 1st is when
Yeah.
the auction ends. But like the Bored Apes, they just released their roadmap 2.0.
Yeah.
So people are going to start seeing that. And, they're basing the tie-dye ninjas are basing their strategic plan similar to how the Bored Apes grew. Nobody cared
Smart.
about the floor price.
No.
It was the strength in the
Success.
community that raised that price.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, after interacting on like their Discord, Twitter spaces, being pretty active within the community, that it's
It's
looking
going
like
some
it's
places.
following that
It's going
route.
places.
It's
It seems
going
like
some
it really is
places.
going places completely, right? Like,
Honestly, hedging my money, hedging my little portfolio into this art project, I didn't even care about that crash. It was like,
yeah.
I've seen worse.
I know what you mean. Everybody's in NFT space is still going. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It has not stopped. You know what I mean? So that's, I wish it was. I think there's a graph on that too. I should have brought that up too. That shows like
Well,
the
it's
parallel.
still growing. And
Yeah.
like it's more than just like utility of, okay, maybe I get these crests and I can go to a concert event eventually, or I get to experience this DJ in a virtual dojo. Like now, NFTs are getting so much more sophisticated. You
Yeah.
were bringing up a new project
I love this one.
that it's part of the Binance Smart Chain, and
E-
it's, can you explain a little more? It's
Yeah, it's
pretty
Ethereum
interesting
based.
stuff.
Yeah, I think they might be going to BSC later on, but Derace, man, I think this is like hidden gem. I knew about this project a little bit. I heard about it, but I wasn't like, you know what I mean, completely sold on it. It's basically horse racing, right? You're thinking horse racing is not a big deal. That's like $1 billion industry right here. People, Kentucky Derby, people gamble, Seabiscuit, all this.
Seabiscuit.
I mean, people gamble on horses. And I think the one thing that everybody wished they were, even me at one time, wish you were a horse race owner. And now you have the ability to do that. How amazing is that right now? I mean,
You don't have to feed or
put stable. You don't have to clean them. You don't have to
stable
put them in a stable.
clean
You don't
them.
have to hire a jockey to actually ride them up. You know what I
They're a little,
mean?
it's an expensive sport, but
Yeah, and you're breeding the horses. You're getting they're having legitimate race courses. I know one thing that everybody questions, including myself, was like, is it going to be rigged or anything? But they actually put it on a smart contract, so it's actually nobody is able to tie it into its attributes, analytics. You know what I mean? How the wind and all that, depending on the stadium they're actually racing at. So and it's legitimate. You could actually gamble it. So you're talking about gambling on top of gamifying, right? This specific aspect of this market, you know what I mean? So it's just like it just hits three different pillars of things that are going on right now, right? And it's just like it takes the money to actually, you know what I mean? Dirt, that's what it's called, the crypto for Derace to actually, you know what I mean, spend some money on, you know what I mean, for horse, you know what I mean, jockey material, you know what I mean, for you know what I mean, to grow your horse. So just like it adds that component.
So
Go ahead.
it starts out like it's like a pony, and then like
Yes.
as you raise it, so it's like almost like a Tamagotchi that you get, but you get to raise it and breed it
And race it.
and get it, you know, grow it and then race it in
Yeah, or
these
flip it.
online racetracks.
People are flipping it too. People are talking about flipping horses right now because there's different sets of them. So people are talking about flipping horses. So I mean, it's just like, bro, it's so detailed. You know what I mean? As far as like the color of the ears, you're gonna have different types of, you know what I mean? These visual.
It seems pretty exciting of a prospect.
It is, and then they got me with one person, man. See that I was looking at, you know, tell me to look at the team, and you know what I mean. We always see that tokenomics. You know what I mean? They have a big team. It's not like a small team, big team, right? And like the majority of their founder and CMO are like they have big marketing backgrounds. I mean, which I think is kind of cool. Obviously, you have some of these guys have actually been in other games before. Nothing big, but what got me the biggest and the most important is this man right here, man. Alex Becker. Alex Becker, he has a huge following. He's huge on YouTube, 700,000 subscribers, but the man is a genius when it comes to actually business. He knows how a business is supposed to be ran. He owns a company called Hyros. It's like a huge analytics marketing agency firm. And it's just like, I mean, heavy hitters as far as big names that he actually represents too. That they're in that space. So just like the guy actually knows what he's talking about. The fact that he came out board, I ate all in. I'm joking when I say this, mortgage my house actually.
Strategic brand alignment. If he's got a proven record, then why not bring him on board?
Yeah, and he doesn't touch anything that he actually doesn't believe in, which I like that. He's really that kind of guy. He does not touch anything that he actually legitimately believes in. You know what I mean? He's that genuine. So, but anyway, I'm aping into this project. I see the potential. It's only at a $40 million market cap right now.
So it's a hidden gem.
Yeah, and it could go up to, they're talking about this is going to go up to Axie's level right now, like 6-7 billion. So we're talking about like 100x.
Get your horses.
I know,
Stable
right?
your horses.
Yeah, so
they got active Twitter, and they've got active like
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like right, Jerk has like 15, I want to say 100,000, almost like 15,000 subscribers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm butchering right now. Derace. Yeah, 80,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh wow.
And you know what I love to? People don't realize this too. Check this out. So basically you could go inside, right, into CoinMarketCap, right? And CoinMarketCap has this thing when you click on it, right? It's called watch list, right? There's 148,526 people that put this on their watch list, right? That means they put this on their favorites and watch list, right? I know that doesn't mean anything, right? But bro, there's some products in the top 100 don't even have 148,000.
No, there's a lot of people looking at it.
Yeah,
that's a good little metric to kind of look at.
Yeah, there's some ones that like lower tier, bro, that are actually, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. Watch Telcoin have like 100 million. Look at 144,000. Proven point. Telcoin has less people on the watch list. I know it doesn't mean it as far as like one of my little sneak peek analytics. So it's people fact that they put it on a list because they're watching it. It means something. So anyway, that was my spiel when it comes to Derace. Look into it, not financial advice. It's like Brick told me to actually say. But anyway.
Yeah. No, it looks like a pretty interesting platform. You know, people love games, people love racing. How much more degenerate does it get than crypto gambling on crypto horses?
Right. It's so different. I think there's actually bigger. I don't know. For me, the online gaming already exists, right? So we're not like deviating from anything. You could play online poker. You could play online blackjack. You know what I mean? It's just like
you can do sports betting online too. Anyway,
come on, man. Yeah. So how is this any different? You know what I mean?
I wonder how they're gonna make it so like I guess I know I understand that it's all smart contracts and it's public ledger, but how are they going to keep from, hackers or exploiting like, weaknesses and, maybe creating a horse that's like this amazing horse. I don't know.
True.
I don't know code, so
No,
I
I get
don't
it.
know. These are
I
just
get it.
questions I come up with from a
Yeah,
person
that's a great
that
idea.
doesn't
That's a
know
good
coding.
point. I think they went through a security checkpoint or something like that. They have some of these security certificates or some shit like that. But you're right though. Who knows as far as for, or even just being a devil's advocate too. One of the founders actually, or one of the people on the team actually creating a badass horse or picking the right horse to actually win every single time. You know what I mean? If they're gambling into it, you know what I mean? But I was thinking like, it's so open ledger. Like I always feel like it's OpenSea. Remember the guy from OpenSea just recently? He just got caught. Like, why is your chief product developer, you know what I mean, on
You know what
burner
though?
wallet?
Imagine this.
Yeah.
Before blockchain, imagine how many insider tradings happened and nobody had proof to do anything about it. But with blockchain and blockchain technology, because it's a public ledger, we can hold people accountable.
And you can see where it transacted, you can see for how much, you can see where. It's almost like you are actually more susceptible for being caught than you are actually, you know what I mean, in the legacy system, even now, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, you're right too. Before, how do you actually insider trading? I mean, it still goes on today. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Come on, Nancy
We have
Pelosi and all this other stuff. You know what I mean with the government.
high profile insider trainings.
Yeah, for sure. It's still going on. You know
Right.
what I mean? But at least they can't get caught. I mean, you can get caught here. You know what I mean? So that's why I like. You know what I mean? And someone mentioned this too as well. So people are like, well, it's just the address. How are you actually going to know what the person is? Well, you can see where actually, if you transfer from wallet to wallet, right? And then they have to offload it somewhere, right? So they offload it to some centralized exchange to actually turn it to fiat that has KPIs. You know what I mean? Or KYCs, excuse me, KYCs to actually, you know what I mean? IDs, social securities, you're talking about
For
like,
those that don't know, KYCs, know your customer.
Yes. It's a verification process to actually get into some of these platforms. You know what I mean? You do it all the time. Hell, I did it to the DMV this morning. Actually, was logging in, right? So to register my car. So just like, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? It happens to all the time. So anyway, they're using that KYC to basically find these individuals out. So anyway, that was my Derace snippet.
Hopefully we as blockchain continues to be adopted and we'll be able to catch more and it'll be more people will see the benefits of blockchain.
I know. Oh yeah, they are. I think so too. I think so too. You know what's funny? It's someone said this too. You always got to follow smart money, right? And smart money right now is actually trying to get into this. The JP Morgans, the Visas, you know what I mean? The MasterCards.
They're trying to find their way. They're trying
to
find it in.
When was the last time you actually remember Visa trying to find it? CryptoPunk. CryptoPunk's been around since what, 2017? In the span of this, you know what I mean, 4 years, 4 to 5 years, they actually didn't want to dabble in it. Now they want to dabble into it. So, you know what I mean? Follow the money.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, right.
Well, I appreciate coming on the show. I appreciate learning more about Derace. I'm really excited about this project. It's something I might have to look more closely into myself. It'd be nice to get a horse.
Oh, absolutely,
have a horse in the race. It would be nice to have a horse in the race.
We want to do more of these videos. Drop a like, drop a comment. We want to hear from you. What projects you're in? Down below right here. We want to hear from you. Subscribe if you can.
Subscribe button.
You subscribe if you can. You know what I mean? Like I said again, we're not financial advice, but we just want to just two guys that are interested in the space, are just like you, who are trying to learn. So take care, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.